Hello folks, Defensive Architect here, coming to you with a video on commentary on my cover 4 defense. My cover 4 defense is pretty good. Things still need to be adjusted. I still have to make a few tweaks here and there with this defense, but the cover 4 is a very effective defensive package that I've come up with. So basically with my cover 4 defensive package, I'm adjusting back and forth between cover 4 and cover 1. Okay, because what happens is with the cover 4, things tend to get a little bit crazy in the middle. So there's a lot of slant patterns, there's a lot of in routes, there's also out routes and corner routes. They also like to run that corner route between the corner and the linebacker. Okay, and I'm running this on a base defense. Wow. Okay, that was a wild play right there. But I'm running a base defense, so my defensive personnel is pretty fast, pretty quick. I have my linebackers in there because, you know, depending on who you're playing, most teams run a lot of the pro offense against us, and there's a sack there. What happens is, the reason why I'm able to get in there so fast is because when I'm making these adjustments and adapting between the zone blitz, the cover 1 and the cover 4, you know, it is creating a lot of movement up front. So with that movement up front, sometimes these guys are already sitting on the outside, my linebackers, my safeties and such. So if once I adjust to the cover 1, adjust to zone blitz or what have you, then, you know, there are some movement happening up front to the point where when they snap the ball, you know, my guys tend to get in there very quickly because the offensive line is looking at one thing while we're doing another thing. So that's always something. So right now they're getting passes off very quickly. And I'll also say that, you know, showing these kind of games where I struggle in the beginning or things are a little bit shaky with my defense, when I'm showing these things, the shaky side of my defense, you know, the biggest thing you have to understand is consistency. Even though the computer might be getting some plays off of you, you might be struggling a little bit at the beginning or somewhere in between the game. You have to stay consistent, you have to stick to your guns, and you have to make adjustments that revolves around your playbook and around your game plan. You can't just you can't just let things go off the rails and just start doing any old kind of wild stuff. Okay, which is also why I have a very limited amount of plays in my playbook. I only have the plays that are essential to the situation that I need implemented in these games. So that's what you're witnessing right now is, yeah, we're struggling right now. Things are kind of getting a little bit shaky. They're moving the ball down the field pretty quickly. Okay, so they've gotten here, not quickly, because, you know, they've held the ball for about 7 minutes by now. But, you know, they're here. And we got another sack though. So our red zone defense tends to be very good too. So our red zone defense is pretty good. We can get to the quarterback. I know we're top 3 in sacks. As you can see, we done got 3 sacks already. We got 3 sacks already in this game. So you see how good our pass rush is. Okay, and a lot of times we're only rushing 4. And they score here, so they got their touchdown. But yeah, so I mean, our front 4 is really good, and that's the main thing that I do concentrate on a lot of times is the front 4. I want to, you know, emphasize that front 4 because there are times where I won't blitz at all, and I need that pressure to be sustained. I can't stand a bad front 4. You know, having a bad front 4, it just doesn't do you any good, you know, because it's forcing you to blitz, it's forcing you to be placed in situations you don't need to be in, when all you have to do is just, you know, build a good defense, good personnel, and it all starts with that front four. With that front four, you're able to do a lot of things. So anyway, yeah. So right now, we're doing okay. Our offense is also struggling. So this game, we're showing all the struggles in the beginning and what happens when things kind of don't go your way. All right. So this is what I'm showcasing right now. Things aren't really going our way. I mean, we've given up 86 yards already in this first quarter. And, we're sticking to our guns, though, not because of stubbornness, but because we know that at some point this team is not really going to be this consistent through the whole game. We know that there are going to be times where they're going to make a mistake, and that's what we're waiting for. So I also mentioned that with my front four, we actually lost a guy, so to free agency, I guess. But we lost a guy. So the guy that I'm on right now, this Ashley guy who just sacked a quarterback, he's only like I want to say like a 78 overall, 75, something like that. So he's really not that great of a player, but because of this defense that I have, this scheme, I'm able to free him up. I'm able to free him up. So even with that low rating, he's still able to get to the quarterback because of my scheme. So if you have a really good scheme, and as long as you got guys who are actually 75, rated 75 or and above, you'll be able to do some good things. So right now they're trying to get the ball downfield, but we're not giving up anything over the top. We've been giving up stuff over the top enough. So right now I'm running my cover four a little bit more consistently. And yeah, there's that slant. See, that's what I mean. A lot of times with the cover four, they're going to run that slant pattern. And if I would have adjusted to a cover three or maybe a zone blitz, that probably would have got batted down, probably would have gotten picked off even, because he had his eyes set on that slant pattern. So right now, this guy is 14 for 14. He's chopping us up. I mean, I'll admit, like, this cat is just really doing a number on us right now. But we're hanging in there. Even though he's doing a number, he only has like 113 passing yards or something like that. So, I mean, since the first quarter, we've made some pretty good adjustments, and they're trying to run the ball a little bit more consistently too. And this is one thing that you need to be prepared for when running a cover four package, running a cover four scheme, is the amount of running that these teams are going to do. You're going to get a little bit more run plays against you, because what the cover four tends to look like, it resembles a very wide open, spread out kind of, and you can even see it here in the pre-snap. It's very wide open. It's very spread out, the cover four. Okay, you've got safeties deep, so they're covering that quarter zone deep, that deep zone. So they're way back there. So the offense tends to run a lot of the run plays, and the quarterback tends to take off running. So you got to expect that, and this is something that I actually prefer. I prefer for them to run. I'm not saying give up big chunks of runs, but what I'm saying is, every now and then you're going to give up chunks like that, which you just saw, but you want to bait them into running, is I guess what I'm saying. So when you're running that cover four, they're definitely going to run against it. So that's what they're going to do. They got a touchdown out of it. So now they're up by 11 again. But in the second half, we scored again. So, and we, what was that? 2-point conversion, I think. So now we're only down by 1, and we're more than halfway through the third quarter. So our defense is tightening up even more. So this is what I'm saying. Like you have to stay consistent, even though they might be chopping you up in the beginning, even though there may be some things happening in the beginning. And that play almost got away from us. If he would have shook him off, he probably would have took it to the house. But anyway, yeah, it's like the more consistent you are, the more you stick to your game plan, you know, the better things are going to get for you and your defense. And that's really good defense right there. And even the guy that just made the play, him, 54, he's like a 76, 77. So he's not that good. He's not that great. But I tend to spend a lot of money actually on defensive linemen and defensive backs. So that's really where most of my money go to. I do have a middle linebacker that's a star. So number 58, middle linebacker, he's a star on the team as well. But and my right outside linebacker, left outside linebacker, he's also a star, Godfrey. So the thing though is, you know, you've got to stay consistent. And we're leading right now because our offense drove down the field and got us a field goal. So now all we have to do is hold serve. And now they're trying to run the screen cheese and it's not working. So this guy only has 125 passing yards. They have not scored in the second half at all, at least not yet. And I don't know what the hell that was, but because that should have been a sack. But nonetheless, we made a play. So now it's 3rd and 7. And things get really dicey in this mid-range, kind of 3rd and 7, 3rd and 5 range, especially with this cover 4 defense. Nice sack. Especially with this cover 4 defense because, you know, that's your bread and butter defense. But anyway, guys, this is the end of the commentary here. As you can see here, we didn't give up anything at all in the second half, and that's a testament to us sticking to our guns and staying consistent. So thanks for watching, guys. Defensive Architect is out, and you guys have a great day.